Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. If you're a Lakers fan, you're definitely going to want to stay locked in for this one. Because while the regular season might be over, the real story, the one we've all been waiting for, is only just beginning. Yes, the Lakers are a top 3 seed, a 50-win team for the first time since that glorious 2020 championship season. But the question echoing across Laker Nation right now isn't just, can they do it again? It's how they might pull it off, what it would take, and whether this could be the beginning of another legendary playoff run. So buckle up, because we're diving into what could be the most thrilling postseason campaign in recent Lakers history, and we're breaking down exactly why this team might just be the one to go all the way. First things first, let's talk about what's already been accomplished. The Lakers have secured a top 3 seed, avoiding the chaos of the play-in tournament and locking in home court advantage for the first round. That might sound simple, but for this franchise, it's a significant milestone. Remember, in 2023, they had to scratch and claw through the play-in just to make the playoffs. In 2022, they didn't make it at all. And in 2021, another play-in slog. So to now be in this position, with rest, momentum, and clarity going into the playoffs, that's a huge shift. But still, as the late, great Kobe Bryant once asked, job finished? I don't think so. So how do the Lakers get from here to another championship parade in downtown LA? Let's talk about it. And we're starting with reason number 1. And it's a big one, the star power. Specifically, the trio of LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves. Now let's pause for a second, because seeing LeBron and Luka on the same team still feels surreal. But this isn't just a pairing, it's an arsenal. Since coming together mid-season, this group has been devastating. Luka's been averaging 28 points, 8 boards, nearly 8 assists, and over a steal per game. LeBron, still defying age, clocking in at over 24 points, 7 boards, and 6 assists on hyper-efficient shooting. And Austin Reeves, quietly becoming one of the most reliable third options in the entire league, is putting up 22-5-5 with lights-out shooting from deep. When you combine all three, you're talking about over 74 points per game from just those guys. That's not just elite, it's historic. And it's not like these are hollow numbers. These are efficient, meaningful, game-breaking performances. Try doubling Luka. LeBron punishes you. Collapse on LeBron's drive. Austin's wide open in the corner. Switch your big man out to hedge on a pick and roll. Good luck recovering in time. No team has found a way to slow them down for 4 quarters, let alone in a 7-game series. And let's not forget, playoff basketball is all about superstars. You need guys who can carry a team through droughts, take over in a clutch, and make the game bend to their will. The Lakers have 3 of them. But this isn't just about scoring. These guys facilitate for others. Rui Hachimura's looked more comfortable than ever. D'Angelo Russell's been freed up to play more off-ball and knock down shots. Christian Wood has finally found a defensive identity with help rotations coming from stars who know when to help and when to stay home. This isn't just a big 3. It's a system that works because of the gravity each guy brings, and that's something almost no other team can replicate. Now let's talk reason number 2, home court dominance. The Lakers this season have been absolute monsters at Crypto.com Arena. 31-10 at home, second best in the West, third best in the entire league. That's not a fluke. That's not a stat padded by meaningless regular season games. That's consistency. That's toughness. That's the ability to feed off the crowd when the momentum shifts. And let's be real, Crypto is going to be rocking come playoff time. The banners, the crowd, the energy. There's just something different about playoff games in Los Angeles. In fact, for any team to beat the Lakers in a playoff series, they'd likely have to win at least 1 game in LA. And that's something very few teams have done this year. If the Lakers can hold home court, and even just split their road games, they're practically unbeatable in a best-of-7. Add in the fact that they've been one of the best second-half teams in the league, and we're talking about a team built for the playoff grind. And then there's reason number 3, the one that might be the most intriguing. The Western Conference is wide open. Wide open. Think about it. OKC is young, talented, but untested. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been incredible, but will he hold up against the weight of a 7-game series against playoff-tested stars like LeBron and Luka? Then you've got Houston, another breakout story, another team with no real playoff experience together. Ime Udoka is a solid coach, sure. Fred VanVleet's been there. But the rest of the roster, unproven. Denver, still dangerous. But lately, the cracks are showing. Coaching uncertainty, inconsistent rotations, locker room tension, it's all starting to bubble up. And with how grueling the postseason is, those little fractures can turn into full-on collapses fast. Memphis? Same story. Talent's there, but the chemistry, the leadership, the focus, not so much. And don't get us started on Minnesota. Anthony Edwards is a beast, no question. But without Karl Anthony Towns healthy, and with Rudy Gobert being a playoff liability against elite perimeter players, you start to see the limitations. Which brings us to the wild cards, Golden State and the Clippers. Golden State's got pedigree, no doubt. Steph, Draymond, Clay, those guys know how to win. But there's age, there's wear and tear, and let's face it, Steve Kerr hasn't exactly been pushing all the right buttons lately. Questionable rotations, trust issues with a bench, and an over-reliance on Steph to bail him out. That's a recipe for disaster against a deeper, more versatile team. As for the Clippers, well, it's the same story we've heard year after year. Kawhi Leonard, when healthy, is terrifying. But when healthy, is doing a lot of work there. The guy hasn't completed a full playoff run in years. Paul George is solid, but inconsistent. And James Harden? One of the best regular season guards of all time, but when the lights get bright, we all know the history. Could this be the year that changes? Maybe. But do you want to bet your season on it? And here's something else to consider, something that could be the true X factor, leadership. LeBron James, entering the postseason for what could be one of his last elite runs, has been more vocal, more locked in, and more driven than we've seen in years. Teammates have noted a different energy, a laser focus. He's holding guys accountable, demanding excellence, and leading by example. Luka, on the other hand, has started to evolve not just as a scorer, but as a floor general. He's embracing the grind, playing through contact, and rallying the troops. The combination of LeBron's championship experience and Luka's fearless swagger could be the leadership combo this team needs to weather adversity and come out stronger on the other side. Let's not forget coaching. Darvin Ham has taken heat before, but this season he's adapted. He's tightened rotations, leaned into analytics, trusted young guys when needed, and pulled the right levers in big moments. His ability to make in-game adjustments, especially defensively, could be the difference in a tough series. Plus, the assistant staff, filled with former players and savvy minds, have helped implement one of the most versatile defensive schemes in the league. Now let's zoom back out and look at the big picture. The Lakers aren't just hot. They're peaking. They're healthy. They're balanced. They got a coaching staff that's finally found lineups that work, rotations that make sense, and a locker room that's more united than it's been in years. There's a real belief in this team. You can feel it. Watch the bench during games. Watch the huddles. There's focus. There's urgency. There's something special building. And here's the crazy part. As good as they are, they still have another level. They haven't played their best basketball yet. Not fully. Not for 4 quarters. And that's the scariest part for their opponents. Because when this team clicks, when LeBron, Luka, and Reeves are all firing, when the defense is locked in, when the role players are hitting shots, there might not be a single team in the NBA that can stop them. And part of that chemistry has to do with depth. Real, meaningful, rotational depth. We're not just talking about guys who can soak up minutes. We're talking about contributors. Jared Vanderbilt is back and bringing that perimeter grit. Gabe Vincent has been a steady hand in the second unit, offering floor spacing and poise. Jackson Hayes gives them vertical spacing and rim protection off the bench. These aren't just bench warmers, they're weapons. When you look at playoff matchups, rotations tighten. But with this much depth, the Lakers have options, answers, and fresh legs to deploy when needed. Another piece that's been flying under the radar? Team defense. While the offense has gotten all the highlights, it's the Lakers' ability to lock in defensively that could carry them deep into June. They've ranked top 5 in defensive efficiency since the All-Star break, and it's no accident. Opponents are shooting lower percentages from 3, getting fewer second-chance points, and struggling to get anything easy at the rim. It starts with Anthony Davis, sure, but the whole squad is bought into contesting every shot, closing out with intensity and crashing the boards. And speaking of AD, let's give him his flowers. He's been the defensive anchor all year long, protecting the paint, switching on the perimeter, and cleaning the glass like a man possessed. When he's healthy and aggressive, there are few players in the league who impact the game on both ends like he does. He might not always make the highlight reels, but he makes the difference in the win column. His timing, his instincts, his presence, it's game-changing. And come playoff time, that kind of interior dominance can be the difference between a first-round exit and a finals run. Now let's talk about clutch time. One of the most promising signs for this Lakers team is how they've executed in crunch time. They're one of the best fourth-quarter teams in the league, and that's not by accident. It's experience. It's IQ. It's guys like LeBron and Luka who don't just know how to manage late-game situations, they thrive in them. Whether it's a big-time three, a drive to the rim, just getting to the line, they know how to control tempo and make the moment theirs. And when you combine that with solid defense and rebounding, that's how you win in May and June. You also have to consider the chip on their shoulders. LeBron's chasing one more ring. Luka's out to prove he's more than just a stats machine. Reeves is tired of being overlooked. D'Lo wants redemption. Christian wants to show he can be trusted in high-stakes moments. This team isn't just playing for fun. They're playing for legacy, for validation, for respect. And when you've got that hunger driving you, it creates a fire that's hard to extinguish. Let's not forget the fans either. Laker Nation has been through ups and downs, but when the playoffs arrive, there's no fan base louder, prouder, or more passionate. That energy matters. It lifts players. It rattles opponents. It changes momentum. And for a team that feeds off emotion, that sixth man in the stands could be the secret weapon no one's accounting for. When crypto erupts, it's like nothing else in the league. And here's something else the rest of the league should worry about. LeBron James is entering these playoffs without the burden of carrying everything on his shoulders. He's got help now. Legitimate, game-changing help. That means fewer minutes, fresher legs, and more explosive moments when it counts most. For the first time in a long time, LeBron can be selective about when to strike, and that might make him even more dangerous than ever. Let's take a second to talk matchups. Depending on how the bracket shakes out, the Lakers are built to adapt to different styles. Run-and-gun team. They've got transition killers. Half-court grind. They've got pick-and-roll maestros and post scorers. Elite shooters. They can switch, rotate, and chase. Dominant bigs. AD's got that covered. There's no one-dimensional game plan with this roster. They can zig when others zag, and that versatility is pure gold in a 7-game series. What about momentum? The Lakers didn't just limp into the postseason. They stormed in. Winners of 16 of their last 20. Top 3 in net ratings since March. They're not coasting, they're ascending. And unlike teams who peak too early, the Lakers look like they're hitting stride at exactly the right time. That's what you want. A team that's healthy, hot, and hungry right when everything starts to matter most. Here's another overlooked angle: free throws. In a league where every possession matters, the Lakers are elite at getting to the line, and they knock him down too. Luka, LeBron, Reeves, they all generate contact and convert under pressure. In a playoff game where whistles tighten and defense ramps up, free throws become even more important. And if the Lakers can keep drawing fouls and cashing in, that's going to wear teams down fast. We also can't ignore the psychological edge. When teams see LeBron across from them in a playoff series, there's a mental hurdle. Same goes for Luka. He's already got a reputation as a playoff killer. That intimidation factor is real. It forces opponents to overthink, to press, to play tight. And in those first few games of a series, that edge can lead to a quick 2-0 advantage, putting all the pressure on the other side. Let's not pretend the road will be easy. It never is. But that's the point. This team is ready for a fight. They've battled through adversity all year. Injuries, trade rumors, media noise. And through it all, they've gotten stronger, not weaker. That's the mark of a championship caliber group. When the lights get brightest, they don't fold. They focus. They rise. And that resilience is going to be tested and revealed, starting with Game 1. Could this be the start of another Lakers dynasty run? Could Luka Doncic and LeBron both get their long-awaited next rings together? Could Austin Reeves take that leap into full-blown star status right before our eyes? Fans are already asking. Insiders are whispering. Opposing coaches are game planning. The league is on notice. And we're only getting started. But what do you think about all of this? Are the Lakers really built to win it all this year? Or are there still cracks in the foundation we're not seeing yet? I want to hear your thoughts, so drop them in the comments below. And as for me, I've got goosebumps just thinking about what this postseason could bring. I'm fired up. I'm hopeful. And honestly, I'm not betting against LeBron and Luka. Not this time. Not with this much momentum. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got wall-to-wall playoff coverage coming your way, so stay tuned. And as always, go Lakers!